Thanks very much. Andrew Marr there talking to David Davis. Let's head straight to Scotland Yard. Here's the Commissioner of the Metropolitan Police.
Hello everyone. Thank you very much for coming here this morning. Last night we saw another appalling and tragic incident in London. Something we hoped we would not see again. Obviously my thoughts are with all of those affected, those injured and the families of those innocent people who died whilst out enjoying a Saturday night in our capital. In the early hours of this morning, I visited one of the hospitals where the injured are being treated. There I heard truly remarkable stories of extraordinarily brave actions by officers on and off duty who were first on the scene. I also heard of colleagues from other emergency services and members of the public who ran towards the danger as this incident unfolded. Many people risked their own safety to help others and to treat those seriously injured, and indeed to confront the suspects involved. It's clear to me that the courage of those people during and following the attack was extraordinary, and I pay tribute to all of them who came to the aid of those in need during this dreadful attack, and I am sure helped to save lives. As you know, our officers confronted the suspects and brought this terrible incident to a conclusion within 8 minutes. It has now been confirmed, sadly, that 7 members of the public have died. In addition, as you know, we believe 3 suspects are dead. My current information is that 48 people have been injured and 48 people were indeed taken to hospital for treatment. Just to remind you, we were called at 10:08 p.m. last night, initially to reports that a vehicle had struck pedestrians on London Bridge. That vehicle continued to drive from London Bridge to Borough Market. The suspects then left the vehicle and a number of people were stabbed. The suspects were shot dead by armed officers. We believe that this incident is under control. However, a large cordon remains in the area around London Bridge and Borough Market, and there are many officers on scene as we need still to carry out a thorough search of the area to ensure that everyone has been accounted for and to make the whole area safe. I do appreciate this has been a terrifying experience for many people, and I would like to thank the people affected in that area for their forbearance as we carry out our work. To anyone who is currently within the cordon, our advice is to stay inside, and our officers will be in touch. If you are concerned, of course, contact us. London Bridge Station and the Underground is also closed, so for people who might be thinking of travelling to that area, I would ask that you still avoid the area if you possibly can. This is a fast-moving investigation. We have very significant resources deployed both to the investigation and to the visible patrols that people will be seeing as they wake up this morning. We will have increased patrols in many areas by the police, and these will, of course, as you would expect, include armed officers. There is an emergency number established for anyone who is concerned about their loved ones who perhaps have not returned home, and the Casualty Bureau number, to remind you, is 0800 0961 233. Our priority now is to work with our colleagues in the National Counter-Terrorism Police Network and also with the intelligence agencies and other security services to establish more details about these individuals who carried out the attack and the background to it. Finally, this is a very worrying time for people. I do understand that. I would ask people in London, Londoners and visitors, to remain calm. Please, of course, be very vigilant. And if you see anything suspicious, anything at all, or you're concerned about anyone at all, even if you think it is very insignificant, don't hesitate to contact us on the anti-terrorism hotline 0800 789 321. Your information could be a vital piece of information. Thank you very much. I'll take a couple of questions. Thank you.
Was lowering the threat level a mistake?
You will have observed that we were able to respond to this incident extremely quickly, within literally 8 minutes. We were already at a very high level of alertness. Severe means that an attack is highly likely, and the threat level was at severe. So we were prepared potentially for an incident, as we have been for some considerable time. The threat level is a matter, as you know, for the independent JTAC, the Terrorism Analysis Centre, and they take a whole range of factors into account in setting the threat level. In my view, we responded extremely well to this ghastly, ghastly incident.
Commissioner, how confident are you've got in the attack?
Our understanding is that there were 3 people involved in the attack. We have witness reports of 3 people armed with knives and 3 attackers, and we believe that the threat that they posed was neutralized within 8 minutes. Of course, it's a very complex and confused scene and a confused series of events. So it's important that we, first of all, make sure that there is no one else outstanding. We don't believe there is, but we must make absolutely certain of that. And as I've said, we have a very large investigation ongoing, and we will be seeking to establish whether anyone else was working with or assisting in any way or helping in the planning of this attack in the way that you would expect. So at the moment, we believe there were 3 attackers, and we believe they are dead.
How confident are you can stop another attack like this?
I can tell you that we will be doing absolutely everything in our power to try to stop such a horrendous attack as this. We'll be working with the government and with our colleagues in the intelligence services to do so.
Commissioner, are you sharing information with the Americans on this particular case? Because you notice there have been no leaks yet.
We have a good working relationship with our American colleagues. We normally share certain types of information with them, and indeed we depend on them to help keep this country safe. I cannot give you information at the moment about whether we have or we haven't. It's very early stages, but my working assumption is that we will, of course, be sharing information appropriately with our American colleagues. I can't tell you anything about the identity of the suspects at the moment. Obviously, a very high priority for us is to identify them, work out who they are, where they came from, what is behind this. I'm not prepared to comment at all about any information that we currently have. You understand why.
Do you have enough police resources to prevent another attack like this?
We have very good resources, I would say. We have extraordinarily highly trained people. We've been trying to prepare for an attack like this. We have an excellent working relationship with our colleagues in the agencies, and we have officers on the streets of London all the time. These sorts of things, as you know, as is quite apparent, are hard to predict, and sometimes, sadly, as has been proven over the last few weeks, hard to prevent. We're clearly going to have to look, all of us, in the light of the Westminster attack and the events in Manchester, at our resource levels and how we use them. That's just a natural thing to do, but I believe the Metropolitan Police is well resourced.
Do you want to see support from the military like
We benefited from the support from the military when the threat level went to critical. As you know, there is a COBRA meeting this morning. I'm sure that JTAC will be assessing whether the threat level should go up or not, and if it were to go up, or if we felt that there was a particular need to ask for military support, we absolutely would do so. But I can't say any more than that at this stage. One more question. One more question.
You've asked people to be calm, to stay calm. The mayor has asked people not to be alarmed. How easy is it for people to listen to those messages with 3 major attacks in 3 months and others thwarted?
So I absolutely understand that this is a worrying time for everybody. Of course it is. And there is going to be a considerable concern by some people and fear indeed amongst some people. What I think we are asking for is that people do not overreact. People of course will make their own decisions about what they do or don't do, but what the last thing we need is people overreacting or beginning to take out their frustrations on other people in other communities or in their own communities. So we would like people to allow the police and the intelligence agencies to get on with their work and to remain calm. And of course we would want people, where they feel able to carry on with their normal lives.
Do you know the identity of the suspects?
I don't, no.
Do the police?
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Thank you.
The Commissioner of the Metropolitan Police, Cressida Dick, with her latest briefing to journalists as we see these aerial shots of London Bridge in central London this morning. Just to tell you a crucial piece of information that came out of that briefing, that the death toll regrettably has risen. Cressida Dick telling journalists that 7 people died in that attack overnight. 7 people died, 48 people were injured, and the Commissioner saying that the police do believe that they have shot dead all the attackers. She said there were 3 attackers, we believe, and 3 people were shot dead. That's the latest information from the Metropolitan Police. We'll have much more in just a moment. Let's get